time. Nope, nope, not like this. Not when I'm messing with OBS. Come on. Let's do that one more. Okay, you actually need to watch the game. Alright, there we go. I did warn you. The first run of every night is cursed. Usually due to me messing around with OBS and trying to get everything set up while I'm doing it. Okay, that should be good. I think I got it to where you can actually watch the game and hear the game and everything else. Come on. But we're gonna get our brother's stuff. We're gonna find out about the Smash Pack 2. I actually don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's a lot of Sega stuff, a lot of stuff that Genesis is known for. Yeah, unfortunately, for whatever reason, I guess, probably wasn't as successful as the Super Nintendo, although it wasn't bad either. But usually, if you talk about speedruns and Sega, you're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. But there were a bunch of good games in that system. Just hasn't really caught on as much as the other ones, for whatever reason. But this is a good one. I really like this. This was one of my favorite games when I was a kid. And I think it's one of the best, it was one of the better RPGs that came out at this time. It was open worldy, which was not easy to do for a console game at that point. Kind of multi-linear, which also wasn't easy to do for a console game at that point. Had a pretty cool, random mission generation system. The downside to it is it could come off as pretty grindy. Yeah, makes sense. Sort of the greatest hits collection. Yeah, actually, I was saying nobody speedruns Genesis games, but people do actually speedrun Shining Force quite a bit, if I remember correctly. Not me, but other people. We're going to hire Ricky, the Rat Shaman. Ricky is the team MVP. Because even though he's one of the worst Shadowrunners in the game, he has two things going for him. One, he's really cheap to hire, and the second is that he can turn invisible. And in this game, if you're invisible, you don't get any of those enemy encounters. So, like how I got mugged right before I walked through the door the last time. That won't happen now that I'm invisible. In theory, if Ricky doesn't suddenly become visible. And I don't know if an invisible Rat Shaman walked up to you and tried to hire you. I would say no, but Walking Bear's down. Now we got a full team. You can only have 3 characters in this game. We're going to buy a passport to the Cilicia Thea, and we're going to go sell all of Walking Bear's stuff. Pretty much we're the worst employer in the world. We hire people, sell their entire kit, and make a profit. But come on. If I can menu not like a frightened deer, that would be awesome. We're going to walk over to the computer store and upgrade our cyber deck a little bit. It's always going to be a potato deck, but we're at least going to add on some memory. So we're going to go into Matrix hopefully only once. There's a couple things we need to do there. First is get some money, which is why we upgrade the memory. Since this game came out in the 80s, they were really convinced that memory would be the limiting factor in computing. Because at the time you had to walk around with a box of floppy disks you hadn't even done. Oh, no, come on. Trigger the dialogue, thank you. Talked to the employer that sent my brother to his death, but he's surprisingly cordial and tells us to talk to an elf named Frosty who he got the job from. And having sold all of Walking Bear's stuff, we're gonna take her clips and fire her, because she's unfortunately not necessary for the speedrun in any way. And we're gonna hire a decker. She's the best decker in the game, which is good because our deck's a potato. So we need every edge we can get. We're gonna walk over here and we're gonna be matrixing. This is one of the big RNG blocks of the game. We need to get around about 4,500 bucks, and we need to crash the CPU. And while that isn't really that hard to do on these random systems, we're just kind of hacking into random computers now. It's entirely RNG. It's difficult to manipulate that RNG. You can do it by saving, reloading, leaving space, stuff like that. But because you don't know your RNG until you get here, it's difficult to manage. And this can take a minute, this can take 4 minutes. It's just... I'm gonna try the pet's name. Yeah, Mr. Sparkles. Greatest iguana that ever iguaned. Alright, I think I know this one. I think it's a good one. All the systems in here are hard-coded. There's only a finite number of them. You can memorize them, which I have attempted to do. I still get screwed up sometimes. But there's about 25 of them, something like that. You just have to memorize. If you give me enough information, I should, in theory, know exactly where I'm going. This should be a green data store, if I remember correctly, which isn't the best one. We were hoping for orange. But it will theoretically... Nope. It may give me enough money. Okay. So that's what we're hoping for. And we do need to crash the CPU because of a glitch in the game. It's intentionally in the game that if you crash into the CPU in a run while you're in a corporation, it'll open all the doors. That's working as intended. However, what they also didn't realize is that if you crash the CPU on the overworld, it'll unlock every door in the game, which we kind of need. So we're going to be doing that. Okay, we've got red, so I'm going to go over here. I can still carry one more file, and I think I have a lot of space, so I am going to use the double retreat glitch. If you retreat away from a battle and then retreat back, you wind up where you were to begin with. I'm going to cancel the alert in the CPU, head over here, hope for one more data file. Because it's a green system, there's a pretty good chance that we're going to need that. And we're done. Hopefully we're done with the matrix right now. This would be a decent matrix time if it is. But there's no telling. Let's see how much our data is worth. There's a fixer right here who will buy it. 511. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm going to do a money check, but I think we're okay. Yeah, we're totally fine. Good. That's a good matrix. Now we're going to go to the Slishithi, and we're going to go walk through the forest. I've got Rihanna in charge because she's the fastest. She has pretty good quickness, which increases her walking speed in this game. I could walk through here invisible, which would avoid all those fights like those Wendigos walking behind me. But she can usually outrun stuff, in theory. We can still get Hellhound spawns, which can entirely destroy this run, but I've got a decent time, so I'm going to go for it, and I'm not going to safety save because we have a decent time, because I don't want to waste the time. We're going to walk down here. We're going to try to find Stark, who is my brother's BFF. And he's all dinged up. He got trapped under a boulder and was attacked by seagulls. But we can bring him back. We can save him. We can rebuild him. Stronger, faster, Starkier. King in the North. Okay. Uh-oh, Hellhounds. That's what I was talking about. Let's see if I can get him on the bridge. I got him on the bridge. If you time it right, you can kind of get the enemies caught up on corners. And I do not want to fight those guys. They're just not worth the effort. You do get experience for killing stuff in this game. Round about every 20 things you kill, it's somewhat probabilistic, will give you experience. Nobody knows the exact formula, but there appears to be RNG in there. Like there's a chance that that you'll get an experience point. But it doesn't appear to be a chance for everything you kill. It's almost like after X number of things, there's a chance that increases for everything you kill. So you won't actually know with any certainty your experience as you go along. Your karma, I should say. We get an extra $100. Okay, sounds good. And we do actually want to get that up because we're karma locked. We need 18 karma to proceed along one of the quest lines. And we don't want to take jobs, although we'll probably be forced to take at least one Shadowrun in order to round out the 18. Okay, we talk to the elves. They tell us, we ask about Frosty. I'm on Skype. I'm on Skype. I forgot to turn off Skype, and it's late where I am, so I wasn't actually expecting anyone to send me a Skype message. But they did. Which is fine. It's a friend of mine. I'm not mad, but... Oops. We're going to talk to the doctor, let him know that Stark is in perilous peril in the forest. She's going to tell us that he can be saved, but he needs a cyber heart, which is experimental and locked in Fuji. So we're going to break in. Now we're going to walk in here. And Rihanna's done such a great job for us that we are going to fire her. If I can menu properly. See if I can catch Ricky. Nope. Actually kind of wanted to catch Ricky on the bottom there. You can leave a little bit faster. We're going to hire Winston, who we're going to find out some information. Winston's not very good. I mean, he's tanky, so there's that. And I am going to take a slight time loss here and heal up Ricky, because in this game, as in real Shadowrun, you do things more poorly if you're injured, and I'm going to be relying on him pretty heavily here. It's possible for him to get through this while injured, but there's a pretty good chance of failure, and I'd rather waste a second to heal him up than risk him suddenly becoming visible at a very socially inappropriate time. Yeah, I was supposed to play Stardew Valley with my friend today, and I missed it. And they're sending me a message yelling at me about not being available to farm turnips and whatnot. That Stardew Valley multiplayer is pretty awesome, by the way. We're gonna hope we can get all the way through here. Up invisibility because he'll usually run out of it somewhere around there. And we're halfway through. I think I am going to safety save before Mitsuhama. It's going to cost me a second, but there's a reasonable chance of failure for this one. Now we're going to go get Caleb Owlfeather's brother out of jail. He was caught trying to break into Mitsuhama. Not that I've ever been caught breaking into Mitsuhama. That never happens. Now, the smart way to do it is to disable the security systems, but we don't have time for that, so I'm just going to attempt to walk right past the security camera with Ricky while invisible. There's a good chance it won't work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If we get into combat, it's not the end of everything. Because we're actually going to be intentionally setting off the alarm one way or the other. Oh, we get away with it. I'm going to try and catch them on the door here. I don't do it. I was too slow. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we free his brother from prison. And now I am going to take Winston. Whoa, no. Don't do this to me, game. Winston's shotgun, which is actually a real expensive item in this game. Do that. And set off the alarm on purpose. Please kill me. Thank you. And we're going to die and death warp right to the hospital. We keep the cyber heart, so I can drop that into the dock. And I accidentally asked for medical assistance. Great! Alright. We're going to go to Council Island and get a passport. This is actually dumb of me. I should have bought the passport in advance, and I do this all the time, and I don't know why. On my original route, I'm doing my original route. I realized it was smarter to go here when I had Rihanna, because she was faster. But I'm not fixing it because I'm a derp. This is really dangerous here. If I get a Hellhound spawn or something like this with Stark, with only the main character, I'm probably gonna die. I don't even have armor on. But all I have to do is talk to these two people, drop off the picnic basket fetch quest, and talk to Caleb Brightmore. And if I die after that, it's actually faster than walking back to the phone. But I have been killed on the way over here. It's super annoying. Because you use up your passport one way or the other, even if you die. Oh, I'm slowing down. There's enemies somewhere, but I'm just going to keep going. I'm so close to the phone, it won't matter at this point. Okay. We're going to go over here and try to pick up Stark. Whoop. Oh no. First. I know this game, I swear. Stark is pretty OP. He's going to carry this team. Since we've helped out the Native Americans, they're gonna give us access to their shaman. He says that he can do a magical ritual that will help us. But we gotta get a gargoyle horn. We can actually get one here. They do spawn in this zone. But it's pretty low chance, unfortunately. So we're gonna leave. We're gonna get another passport, which is the last passport we need. And we're going to go to the Puyallup Barrens. Along the way, we're also going to upgrade his stuff. I didn't safety save because I'm brave. We're actually going to get into a lot of fights here and they can go nasty. But I can do it most of the time. Bandersnatches. I'm going to keep the submachine gun on Stark for now. I think they do better against these lightly armored Native American things. We're in a glitched area. This entire area is coded as Native American wilderness, even though it's an urban setting. I do not believe this is working as designed, but it's the way it actually works. This is another... There we go. We got a gargoyle. Come on. Now it's going to tell us to go get a hellhound. Great. just what we wanted to hear. We get a random enemy spawn inside. That's actually very unlikely and kind of unfortunate, but we can deal with that. Joshua's clinging to life here, but I really don't care. Joshua dies again. Great. I need to keep bringing him back to life. If I attempt to leave this zone while Joshua's dead, the game is going to glitch out and, well, not really glitch out. It's going to send me back to the hospital, and I'll have to go and rehire Stark, like a fool. Wait, did I... Yeah, that's actually stupid. I bought the good armor and I didn't put it on. Okay, that fixed. And by the good armor, I mean the very mediocre armor. I can't afford actually good armor, but by my standards, it's good. Now we're hoping for a Hellhound spawn. They're actually a little bit more likely than the gargoyles, so I got a good feeling about this. But they can take forever too. This is one of the RNG sections of the game. You can get these Hellhounds downtown. You can get them in office buildings sometimes if they high levels like Raku. But this seems to be the best place to go for them. Hey, Lolo. Joshua's dead again. Not a problem. Okay. Go back to the old man. He's going to tell us to get a feathered serpent scale. Like, his demands are getting increasingly unlikely and annoying. But we're going to go on with it. Joshua's dead again. Stop doing that, Joshua. Now, I am killing random civilians just because it does increase my kill count, which increases the chances of getting an extra karma point at the end of the game. Shouldn't, but it does. Stark's also a little dinged up from that last fight, so I unfortunately want to, even though he's a badass, I want to avoid fighting with him because he's not going to shoot very well. And I really don't... You know what? Fine, I'll be a wuss. I don't want to actually get killed, because he can die pretty quickly if it's Hellhounds. Bandersnatchers aren't that worrisome. There's a possibility I could have avoided that fight just by running away, but they were close enough to the door that I was worried that I wouldn't be able to exit the zone. So I thought it was safer to just take them out. No, it does take a few seconds. We're going to walk back to the Snooty Elves now that we've dropped off the picnic basket. Sincharak will give us another quest. And they are conveniently located near the Feathered Serpent, so we're going to do that. We don't want to take a ride back. I paid for a ride back to the highway before. If I do that here, I'm a fool. Actually take that menuing a little bit slowly, because if I accidentally hit A1 too many times, I'll wind up back at the highway, and I'll have to walk all the way back. Help them. Okay. Get an extra $100. Sure, why not? The cave maze section of this. It's really not the best designed portion of this game. I guess they thought it'd be really fun to have people wandering around caves the entire game. Fortunately, I know exactly which way to go. But when I was a kid, this was like, why? And I still agree with it. If you play this game casually, anyone, I definitely urge you to play through the game normally with no cheats or whatever, just to get the fun out of it. But go ahead and look up the cave maze. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Okay. We run into a Runraku strike team, which is the least competent strike team in America. There we go. And I am going to go ahead and fire Stark, so I can get out of here quickly. It's faster to just get shot to death. They can't even do it quickly. I don't even have armor on. They just suck. A lot of times they'll, come on, please kill me. Yeah, they ran out of bullets. Now they're just going to punch me to death. Slowly. I don't have armor on, right? Oh, I do have armor on. I'm a fool. Sorry, I had armor on. Please just kill me. Please. Please. Thank you. That's so annoying. Okay, we're gonna go hire Stark. Yeah, that was a screw up. I should have not had the armor on. That cost me some time. Because those guys, for whatever reason, are coded to just be horribly incompetent. And they don't kill you very quickly a lot of the time if you have armor on. And I know that, and I still... Come on, menu. I still didn't do it. Oops, that cost me a few seconds there. Now we're going to go into another glitch of the game. We're going to talk with Boris again. We have been asked to liberate Eileen Two Fists. We're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and rehire Ricky. We stashed some of our gear on him, and might as well bring him along for this. Although we don't technically need him right now, but we will need to get him sooner or later, and we're right here, so we might as well pick him up. We found out where she is. We've talked to the prison. I don't want... And we're going to force her to spawn on the world map, not in prison. She's going to be right in this bar, if I've done the glitch correctly. This is new, by the way. I figured out how to do this, like, last week. There we go. And she's going to escape from prison, the prison of alcohol abuse, apparently. Because she was definitely not in jail. Wait, I'm going to do a karma check right now. I should have done that in the bar, but it's fine. 13. I need to do 2 jobs. That's kind of unfortunate. I was really hoping to only have to do 1 job. We got bad luck with the karma rolls. That's okay. We can do the 2 jobs right now. Hollywood to Little Chiba, sure. I'm gonna get 3 karma in a minute for dropping off the Feathered Serpent Scale. And that'll put me up to 16. I'm gonna have to do this job. This will give me 1 karma, so that'll be 17, and I'll probably have to do another job. I'll do another karma check once this is done. I've only killed 1 guy. The chances of getting a karma for that is pretty low, unfortunately. And we are a few seconds behind because of this. Normally I want to be finishing off and getting the name-a-thon right now, 30 minutes in. Like, that's a good time. Unfortunately, we're probably about a minute behind at this point. It's still gonna be a decent time, but it's not gonna be. I do not believe we're on world record pace. Halloweeners to Shiawase, sure. That's okay. We'll finish it off. And there's a cab right here, so that's great. Okay. Yeah, I made a few mistakes. There are some reasons why I'm about a minute behind where I want to be, so I can't complain. Overall, the RNG's been pretty darn good, though, so it's unfortunate. We had a pretty decent animals, pretty decent matrix. So out of everything, I cannot complain about the game trolling me. Just wasn't fast enough. Okay. I'm gonna head out. Killing things as we go. Because I'm a dork, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I give all my clips to Stark so he doesn't run out of bullets. And we're gonna go downtown. We're gonna go track down the Japanese businessmen that sent my brother to his death. The first one's in Club Penumbra. We can't even go in there until we have full reputation. That's why this entire section is karma locked, unfortunately. Okay, it's a relatively easy fight. Fortunately, everybody else is dead, but hey, that's, you know, we got... Gonna leave here. We are told that the entire operation is being done by Ito Agami, who's staying at a fancy hotel. Now, they don't tell you where to go exactly, but this is the fanciest hotel around, so we figure out, hey, we gotta go over here. But he's not here. He went to Matchstick, which is the bar we were in before. He won't spawn a Matchstick until you talk to that guy. This is actually a tougher fight, so I'm going to actually have to pay attention. Because I can lose this. I have lost this before. Shotgun. Hey, that was pretty good Ito fight there. Pretty good Ito fight. Everyone's still alive? Wow. That's unusual. Okay, we're gonna buy Contact. The Contact itself, well, they're not bad. It isn't that helpful, but they do know another Contact who has a helicopter, and we're gonna take advantage of that. Wait, actually, dork. I'm going to go ahead and pay to heal up Ricky to full, because we're going to need him in a minute. Okay. I'm going to get a contact who has a helicopter. We're going to pay 5 grand to get to Sintrok. By finishing the Ido Agami quest, we got $10,000. We're going to spend that 10,000 new yen right now. We spent pretty much the cost of that contact and the helicopter ride and the ride back to the highway is 9,800. So that money's gone, but it's fast, so we're gonna go for it. Now we need to go to Renraku. I'm gonna switch to the Rickster because we have to do a infiltration quest. We have to get up to the top, and invisibility is the easiest way of doing that. We're gonna go in here, and we're gonna spend whoa, come on, come on! Menuing like a startled deer again. Come on. That's plenty. We're gonna load up on healing items for the final boss battle. I spent, that was inefficient, to be entirely honest. I spent way too much time doing that. I lost a few seconds. Now wait a second, because a lot of times if you go invisible and then immediately walk through a door, if the animation hasn't finished processing, you will wind up completely visible on the other side of that door. We're gonna go up to the 6th floor. I could have done this a lot better, to be honest. I probably lost at least a minute to menuing issues and things like that. But hey, you know, just keep doing it, you get better. We're going to intentionally set off an alarm, find half of a map. There's not a lot I can do about this, so I'm going to fire everyone, take my armor off again, and let them kill me. And I'm going to death warp to the hospital. Perfect. We're going to go over, pick up Stark again. We're getting pretty good luck, to be honest. It is unfortunate that I haven't been able to capitalize on it by being a bit faster with this whole thing. We're going to talk with Harlequin. It's going to let us know that we have half of a map. We have to find the other half and let us know where to find it. We have to track down 2 guys named Vigor and Jarl. We haven't actually run into them. We would if we were playing casually, but we've avoided that entire thing. We're going to go... We're going to rehire Ricky. Because why not? Now we get a full party for the final boss fight. Ricky won't really do much, but he will hopefully at least tank a few hits before he dies, which is helpful. Okay, talk to this guy. He lets us know that Vigor and Jarl are to the south. We're going to go check on them. They won't be there, but we're going to get the other half of the map. A free healing kit, which we honestly don't really need. Talk to these guys. Okay. I'm going to do a second level up. This is entirely optional. I think you finish the final boss fight faster if you level up twice. I'm 1 short. Okay. let's check out. Let's get some quick improvements in whatever we can. And we're going to go to the playoff Barons and do the boss fight. I don't need to kill any more civilians because we're never going to level up again. Ooh, good, and we get right in there right before the door gets locked by the attackers. Oh, wait, it doesn't actually help. It's okay. It's an easy fight. I just didn't want to actually bother. This should be a tough fight, but we're going to try and just avoid fighting all these guys. Walk right past them. My guys are seriously dinged up, though, so I am going to have to waste some time healing them before I go through the boss door. Okay. Whoa, what the? I am gonna waste the time. Okay. We got plenty of healing, so it should be fine. The question is how quickly we can finish him off. There we go. Great, great. And we end the game. And that, I think, is actually my new personal best. I screwed up too, you know, that sucks. If I'd done that a little bit more efficiently, I could have easily taken off a minute or two on it. But hey, I'll take it. That's the new second place time. Alright, cool. I feel good about that. I made a few mistakes. Menuing was pretty sloppy. I picked up Stark too early. Boss fight could have been easier. Unfortunately, he keyed in on Stark and not the other two. You want him to key in on anyone but Stark, to be entirely honest. Menuing was a little slow. Everything else was fine. To be honest, I could do that a minute or two faster, I think. Still not, but the thing is that still, the real problem with that is having to do 2 of those little Shadowruns. Each one of them takes like a minute. That's having to do 2 of them and not 1, which is just RNG, slows it down, which sucks. Alright, I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee, then I'm gonna do another one. I think I might do a routing one, because I have been working on trying to figure out ways to avoid getting stuck in that situation right at the end of the game where you have to do 2 Shadowruns in order to